Hi, my name's Robbie and I'm a speech pathologist here at Speech Pathology, and today I want to talk to you about questions and why less is often more. Asking questions is a strategy we often use when trying to get adults to talk more. Asking, how was your weekend? What did you do yesterday? But asking children questions can often have quite a different outcome. I remember being at university on my first child placement and going up to my supervisor and saying, no child wants to speak with me. And at the time it felt true. And she said, well, what are you doing? And I said, I'm just asking them questions. And she said, stop asking them questions, go back out there and just use comments. And to my surprise, within 5 minutes of just using comments, I was having back and forth interactions with children who previously didn't seem to want to engage with me. What I discovered is that previously I was taking on the role of quizmaster, asking question after question, talking at children, rather than being a communication partner and talking with them. Often what we find is when we ask question after question, children either don't know the answer or they might feel pressure to speak, and both of those can stop that lovely back and flow interaction. So, if we're not using questions, what can we be doing to support a child's language development? Comments. The use of comments is an incredible strategy we can be doing to support a child's communication development with regards to their understanding and use of language. So, we can use comments to model specific language or new language that the child might not have heard before. So for example, instead of saying, where's the lion? Where is it? I could say, the orange lion is next to the tree. So I've been able to model a describing word, a naming word, and a location word all within that comment. Something else that comments do is support that natural back and forth flow that conversations have. So what are some commenting strategies that we can be using? The first is, I would urge you to sit with your child and listen to what they're saying and actually repeat back to them exactly what they've said, either by itself or take what they've said and extend it by adding on one word or one idea. So for example, if you're playing with cars and your child has said, look, you could extend it one step further and say, oh, look, a red car. So then you've modeled language that the child can then copy and paste into their own language the next time they're talking about this car. Another strategy you can be using is taking on the role of a sports commentator. So using you first language and talking about what the child is doing. So for example, you might say, oh, you have a boy. Your boy has a helmet. Your boy is climbing up, 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 up. You can also switch the language to talk about what you as an adult are doing. So you could say something like, I found a helicopter. My helicopter is flying. Oh, I landed my helicopter. So when we're using those comments, what we also want to be doing is adding in questions. Questions are an important part of social interactions, so they do hold merit in the interactions you have with your child. So a rule of thumb is for every one question you ask, say 4 comments. So I'm going to model that now, and let's pretend to have lunch together. So I could say something like, yummy sandwich. I see tomato. I like that tomato. I'm going to take a big bite. Do you want a big bite or a little bite? So when we're using that one question to those 4 comments, there are some types of questions we can be using to support language development further. When we ask yes or no questions, it limits the responses a child can give to us to either yes or no. So instead, I would urge you to change your language rather than asking a yes or no question, and instead providing the child with a binary choice. Asking, do you want the red car or yellow car? This way you've given them a response that they can copy and paste into their own response when answering your question. Another type of questioning strategy you can be using is asking open-ended questions. So for younger children, we want to be asking questions about the here and now. So what, who, where questions. For older children, we can be asking questions about something that's not in the immediate environment. So some why questions, when and how type questions. So Give commenting a go. Give that strategy a go where you balance 4 comments for every 1 question that you ask. And like me, you might find that instead of quizzing your child, you're able to support those back and forth natural interactions with the child.